Okay, everyone, so now we're moving on to some live action news. We actually talked about this a little bit in the teaser, and this is about the Netflix's Death Note live action movie. The director was actually harassed so much, according to his accounts, was harassed so much that he left Twitter. So the Death Note live action movie, this specific one, Tristan and I actually talked about it on Friday Night Movies, and we did not like it at all. At least most of it. What happened was, it's a funny story. So we tried recording it 3 times. And the first time we were somewhat optimistic, right, Tristan? Like I would argue we were optimistic in our first attempt.
Yeah.
We had issues, but by the third attempt, we hated everything about this movie. And it's terrible because it wasn't just the movie, it was through our attempts trying to podcast on it for Friday Night Movies. But, I have to say, Tristan, the one thing we didn't do is be an asshole to the director.
Yeah.
That's because, look, you can say whatever you want to in a podcast. Even though I would argue don't make death threats because we didn't fucking make death threats. But you're gonna whatever. If it's just you talking smack, right, and it's not to the person directly. I would still be I would still feel weird about it if someone made something even along those lines in a podcast. But that's just us saying, hey, you and I were basically saying, we really didn't agree with the director's vision. We felt like even though the people who created the movie seemed to know a lot about Death Note in terms of little plot points here and there that I don't think you can just get through summaries alone, it clearly felt like they went in a completely different direction, and we weren't fans of a decent chunk of that movie, or at least where it's going. But guess what? We fucking send death threat. I just can't understand why someone would send him a death threat, because it's because here's the thing, right? Even though I'm still not saying people should send death threats, if his name is Adam Wingard, if Adam Wingard went to Japan and got rid of every trace of the Death Note anime from ever existing, I think I don't want to say I'd understand, but I'll hear you if you're like, man, not you personally, Tristan, but someone went, I want to, be mean to this guy because he deleted all versions of Death Note, the anime. And then he actually went to, I think it was Warner Brothers who made the live-action movie in Japan, and he deleted the master tapes. So there's no way you can enjoy Death Note other than watching his mediocre live-action movie. Except, oh shit, wait a minute, yes you fucking can.
Right.
This is what the fuck, everybody. Whoever harassed him, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, I don't like that you harassed him. Sorry, don't fucking do it. There's no reason why.
There's absolutely no reason for that kind of behavior. If you don't like something, don't watch it. And if you don't like it to the fact of, oh, this is going to hurt what I like, go watch the original and live in your own little world.
But you know what? No. But here's the thing, right? I don't want to get that sarcastic to people who aren't doing this, right? Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, because the thing is, you're right, man. If you don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. Or if you're like us, where you're like, you know what? We want to give it a chance, and then you do, and you're like, no. Then I think you can give critique.
Oh yeah.
So I want to say,
he's totally open to constructive criticism. He's totally fine with that. He's even come out saying that he's fine with that. That's one thing. But just blaming him for his creative vision and just saying that it's total trash and you've ruined my experience, and giving him death threats.
Well,
no, that's no.
Everything in the beginning was fine up until the death threats. Because if you really want to get that into it, I don't think we should. Because there were people saying, "Oh, he whitewashed this," and they weren't fans of it. And heck, if they're gonna sit there and call him a racist, okay, I don't think he's a racist, but if you're gonna go those are just words, and there's a difference between those words. Cause some people might say, "Oh, well, death threats are just words," but there's a difference between the words of, "Oh, you're a racist," and God knows what they said about him. Usually in situations like this, I don't know about his specifically. I don't know if he commented on this, but usually when it comes to death threats, it's not just on you, the person. It then turns to you, your family. And stuff like that. So it's not like someone would say, Tristan, I'm going to kill you. It would be, Tristan, I'm going to kill you and your cats. And you're like, my cats don't have anything to fucking do with this. And they will kick your ass and your cat's ass. Because his cats are badass.
They're ninjas.
They are ninjas. It's true.
I am of a family of ninjas.
family. No, but in all seriousness, right, Tristan? Like, people don't stop. Like, I'm sure you've seen many stories when they don't even just say, because some people are like, oh, they're just words, whatever. Right. It's not just about him specifically. It's about him, his family feeling, safe. Because, when people start, and I'm not saying they did in this situation, to be fair, because I don't have the knowledge of that. I don't remember that specifically, but what I'm about to say. But if people say, hey, I'm going to kill you, and then post your address.
Yeah.
Even if they're bluffing, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, no.
Right? Like, that's not good. So, for me, I'm just not a fan of people doing this. There are some people that said that he's over-exaggerating. Hear them out, Tristan. Because this didn't actually happen. So he didn't get as many death threats as he's claiming. Maybe 1, maybe closer to 0. And he's making the issue bigger because of the negative backlash that his movie has gotten. Are there any facts to back up this claim? No. But, arguably, according to these people, there are no facts to back up that he got as many death threats as he's claiming.
I mean, there's plenty of other people that have backed him up in saying that these death threats are not condoned in any way, so...
No, not condoned. No, it's not that they're being condoned. It's that people are saying that...
No, he didn't get as many as he says he did.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying,
there are plenty of other people saying, like, that, yes, these have been a thing and you shouldn't do it.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. So what people are trying to get at is these other people are trying to say, you can if you get 1 or 2 death threats, that sucks. But I think Wingard make it seem like for a little bit there, all he got was death threats.
Yes.
Again, I'm not saying that it actually happened.
Right.
I'm just saying that these are what people are saying. And now with the Twitter account suspended, because I think that's what happened. He didn't just leave. He actually got rid of it, deleted it.
Right.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to have people who are going to believe 100% that he was lying, which is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Because they won't just... Because here's the thing, too, by the way. You could think he's lying, but then to go to his face and then say, hey, you lied, or to go on Twitter and say, hey, you lied, that's going to be terrible, right? Or there's people who are now going to believe him 100%, and then when you and I or someone else says, I think that movie sucked, they're going to be like, how dare you? Cyberbullying. And you're like, no, you can critique.
Right.
You just can't give out death threats, which, shouldn't be a sentence that many people, or anyone really should ever have to say. But, the internet is a fun place. Yeah. We get to do our thing here on the internet. But it's really frustrating because I don't have a problem with, getting shit on by strangers. That happens on this podcast channel a lot, and it's kind of funny because people still don't know that those guys on the radio releasing a hour and a half Broly podcast.
Right.
No matter how long the title is, it isn't the length of the movie. And it says those guys on the radio in our channel name.
Right.
But for some reason, people say colorful, wonderful things to us about... Or when we post a podcast late, and someone says, that information's wrong. And I go, correct, because the podcast is from a week ago. Or 2 weeks ago. And this info that's coming out now, whatever new info they're talking about, it's not the same info that once was. So when we posted about new characters in Dragon Ball, the new Dragon Ball game, Fighter Z.
Yeah.
When we posted about that, the new characters at the time were 17 and 18. Well, sorry, when we recorded it. When we posted it, they were not the new characters.
Right.
So you also had some people going, you're faking. And I was like, actually, no. So, I mean, look, I'm in no way am I saying people can't take either minor criticism or minor bullshit. It's when the word death and threat are put together that I'm sitting there going, no, just don't do that. You're a terrible person for doing that. Even if you think you're trolling and you're having fun.
You're not.
Because you think, well, you are trolling and having fun, but you still suck. Yeah. Because, I mean, you can't just go, it's a prank, bro, to every little thing. Because it gets to the point where it's like, well... Actually, death threats are not a prank, bro. No. Although, I mean, maybe you can consider it a prank. I don't know if you're going to be in handcuffs going, where are the cameras? Is this a prank too, bro? Prank, bro? No, you can't make death threats.
Yeah.
You can go to jail for that.
Right.
So, And it's funny too because I mean maybe some of these accounts, some of these Twitter accounts were just eggs. You know what I'm saying? They were just like fake, false avatar, fakes, accounts, or whatever. But some of them are real people,
right.
and it's like, oh God, please don't reproduce.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and it's like,
because I'm not.
How would you feel if someone came up to you and started giving you threats like this? Like that's.
Oh, not like that. Just you're dumb because your face and name is attached to you giving out a death threat on the internet.
Yeah.
That's what I mean more so. Like, please don't reproduce. Because your kids might just be as stupid as you. Please don't. Like, it's just, oh God. It's just, you can't, like, obviously, again, just don't do death threats. But you're going to do it when you have your name, face, so, I mean, you're basically opening it up for a death note to kill you, really, is what you're doing. That's not good. Tristan?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Are you there?
Yeah.
Did it cut out for a second?
It did a little bit, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure because you're recording directly from yourself, I'll still see you. So anyway, we're going to cut back in 3. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. So Tristan had some technical issues there, but you still heard my whole point. Like, you're basically, when you have your name and your face attached to your social media and you're committing crimes, you're basically opening yourself up to get hit with a death note. I mean, right? I mean, that's basically what you're doing, right? It's your name, it's your face, and it's a crime. So I don't know if they got the point of death note.
Humans are so... Oh, why am I watching this trash?